maintenance. I'm going to be live and disorganized. I hadn't intended on being live and organized, but you know, life doesn't work like that, does it? Okay. Oh look, Fall Festival's back. Not right now, thank you very much. Right. So, what we're planning on doing today, apart from trying to get my brain to work after server downtime. Hi Nilnardus, good to see you. Can you hear me? I accidentally dropped stuff just before stream, so I just want to check you can actually hear my voice. Good, okay. Just managed to get logged in, so I'm totally feeling disorganized because of server maintenance, so open some Hobbit presents, and then my Tome of Defense. I think I'll be needing that going into Dol Dinen. And yes, I do still have this infernal cold. In fact, the last couple of days it's been worse. I'd started to get over my cold on the couple of days that my wife and NJ were out of the house. And as soon as they came back, I picked it back up again. So I think me and my daughter just keep passing this cold back and forth. Can't win them all, I suppose. How are you doing? Yeah, thanks for that sympathy. It's I'm on cold remedy. This is my small mug of cold remedy, which is nearly the size of half of my head. So I'm hoping I'll be able to at least not sound too coldy through the stream, but we'll see.
How may I help you today?
There won't be as much reading as normal today. Hi Jack, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So, live and disorganized. So my plan of action is to... Oh, what I was planning on doing is passing a deed accelerator from one character to another, but I'll get into position first. My actual plan for today is to get into the swing of fighting with my Lore-Master again, by doing the Wormslayer deed up here, and then we're going to take on Dol Dinen because I need the reputation, and if I don't die too badly, I need to get down to Hisuk and Tumat here to finish the exploration deed. I have a whole bunch of unfinished deeds in the North Downs, but I won't plan on streaming those. I'm going to get my Lore-Master into position, and then I'll need to post a deed accelerator over for the half an hour because I think I need 180 worms, and you don't want to watch me kill 180 worms. North Downs. Wormslayer. Oh, I need 90. Maybe that would be a bad use of... Thanks for following, Jack. That's really appreciated. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is I'll quickly log out, because my Guardian has all the deed accelerators. I will flick to my Guardian, post the deed accelerator over. It's just a half an hour one, so that I only have to kill 45 worms. You. No. I tried to rush that and it chose the wrong character for me. Go figure. I wish there was a quicker way of doing this. My computer doesn't load that quickly either. I don't have shared storage yet, which is also another oversight on my part. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Nilnardis. I still need to do Redeemer, which is killing the shades in the North Downs, but they're on the opposite side of the map. So yes, I have to actually... I clicked the wrong character. But as it's only a half an hour, I've got so many deed accelerators set on my Guardian that I can spare the half an hour one, and on the base, and if there's any time left over after we've done the worms, I still need goblins, and there's some of those in Dol Dinen anyway. So we'll be able to use the accelerator to nobble a few goblins, because the intro to Dol Dinen involves a couple of toing and froing quests before we get into the really grim stuff deeper in. So you can spot some of the people in the chat room. Just to clue people in, I'm just moving some deed accelerator, or a deed accelerator, from my Guardian to my Lore-Master. So and I've got a half an hour. Where is it? Deed. I feel so disorganised because I was not expecting this maintenance when I was planning this stream yesterday. There's the half an hour. Let's end. Right, and log out again. Yes, we're not doing Evendom yet. Although I decided that actually people can, once we've got a good few people in the room, I'm going to put it to a vote and say, right, where should our dear Lore-Master go after finishing up in the North Downs? Do we go to Troll Shores or do we go to Evendom? But I'll wait to see if there's a few extra people coming into the room first. I've had a couple of characters sat in Evendom for a while. Not sat, they've been active in Evendom for a while. But I don't mind, I quite like that region. But Troll Shores is also beautiful, so I'll leave that up to the at least the LOTRO servers are back up. Yeah, I was half wondering whether it would be an 8 o'clock start, and that would probably mean it would be only a 2 to 2.5 hour finish. Right, Lynx and goat. Right, let's go. I won't pick up any crafting nodes. This is going to be a pure questing session. Right. Just make sure I'm not ignoring anybody. No, fine. Cool. So yes, I didn't want to go straight into Dol Dinen, went out of the rhythm of some combat stuff. So we only have to take out 45 worms to finish off the advanced Worm Slayer deed. And it saves me going after the annoying signature ones in the fields of Fornost, which I've actually, my Guardian died to one of those, because they can be quite brutal, those ones in the field. There was around here somewhere. Some quite brutal signature worms. It's so much better to go to the ones above Angmar. So yes, it'll take me a bit to calm myself down. I totally didn't spot that was actually a red dot on my mini-map. I wasn't looking. Right, is it this first path? Yes. Let's try not to aggro another spider. Have we got rid of the original one? Yes. Good. Right. Now, if I've been quick enough, just wave to a kidney, which I haven't. Thanks for that, kitty. Right. Now, if I've been quick enough in my log on... Oh, was I playing a hunter the other day? Because this, running when you're not a hunter just feels so slow. Right, let's trigger this. I'll leave the Tome of Defense until we get into Dol Dinen. We're just using, to people who have just come in, we're using the Worm Slayer deed for me to warm up, and then we will hit Dol Dinen. I just didn't want to go straight into a challenging area without first getting into the rhythm. Oops. Like, randomly swiping at nothing into the air, for example. Hi Lieber, good to see you. Thanks for coming back, even though it was not done. They didn't manage to run the stream yesterday. Yeah, no, Nardis, that's my problem. I mean, it's why now, at least this, I'm on a tinker, so when I'm not in combat, if I'm going, say, around Bree or another town, I have a separate 8% combat run necklace here Apparently there's another one later up in the Tinker spec. But it means all my characters, once they hit level 10, get one of those. I'd rather you left me alone and go back to my cat. Thank you. Where are you, Lieber? Well, it's more where am I. I am in a random part of the map. I need to kill 45 of these things for one of the deeds. Hi, Secret. Good to see you here too. I think starting on a hunter, my first two characters were both hunters because I'm risk averse and don't like change. Everyone felt slow, whereas I think if I started on a different class, I would feel like the hunters are way too quick. Massive stacks of coffee on the other characters. I don't think you can get to use that coffee until quite a high level, though, if I'm right. Which one's my light of? No, it's morale. I wanted the cure. Knowledge of cures. He's already sorted himself out on that. Yeah, what level is the coffee? You can farm, literally farm coffee, can't you, later? But it's not something you can use from any level, if I remember right. 80 or 85. Yeah. Although, having said that, I could probably do with working on my cook so that we can make coffee for when my mains. Although, yeah. The other thing I'm finding difficult with non-hunters, so I'm currently attempting to finish off the book 9 and 10 quests on my main, which sees you herring around Evandim, a bit in Angmar, a bit in Breland, and I've now got to go to Troll Shores, and I'm still not done. It's all well and good in a hunter, because you've got all those guides that are just auto-transport. My Guardian, which is the next one that'll ever hit that, I've got no hope with. It'll take me forever. Oh no! Your landlady is selling your house. We've had that. We've had to move twice since being in Scotland because of landlords deciding to move, and we have no choice but to rent. So that's always going to be a potential issue for us. The hunter's run speed was 35%. Oh, make sure I just don't actually die to the Drake. Light of Hope. Now I want Light of Hope. There you go. Yeah, I think people are just reacting to the fact that the house you live in is being sold, Lieber. And it's something we definitely, my wife and I, understand. Hey, stop tail whipping me. That I wouldn't know about that, Lieber. Sorry, Secret. Simply because I have all my hunters are blue line because I don't want to be chained to the floor. Let's say. Yeah, it happen when you rent your house. It can happen. It's just one of those things that can always happen. Nelnardis, is that your house, my house, doesn't belong to us. It's somebody else's property, and so if they decide they want to sell, well, that's their right. It's their. It might be our home, but it's not our house. I whip my tail back and forth. Trust me, this is not the kind of thing you want seeing back and forth going in front of you. How many more of these do we need? Technically, it's 32, so 16. No, that's true, but it's always not fun to have to be forced to move. It's better if you make that choice for yourself. Knowledge of cures. I'm going to have to get my head around the healing and the cures pretty darn quickly with Dol Dinen, so we'll do what we can. At least you finish your degree now. That seems to be stretching on and on and on and on and on. Getting there. I think we're going to need about 14 now or so. Might have to kill a drake or two to reach the rest of the worms, but that's fine too. We will have a bit of quest reading still in today's stream because there is still some of a bit of a quest line. It's not really quest line, it's one quest giver but multiple stages kind of thing. Once I've done this worm thing, I will head back to Estelden for repairs and to get rid of stuff out of inventory. The main aim is not necessarily to finish every single quest in Dol Dinen, but to hit max rep with the rangers. I can always come back later for the other things, for reputation, for funds, or I've got to come back for deeds at some point anyway. No worries, Lee. We'll see you in a few minutes. Is the stream going okay for everyone else? Is anyone else having any buffering issues? I've got a nice green light here, so I think I'm fine my end. Although I do have 150 millisecond ping, which is unusual. No, let me correct myself. It was unusual until this week, where it seems to be more than normal. Is everyone else generally finding this fine? Okay, thanks, Nelnardis. I tend to freak out a bit too quickly. If one person isn't, having the perfect experience, it must obviously be my fault. That's the way my brain's always worked. How many more of these do we need? We're nearly there, aren't we? Yeah, 12, so 6. Secrets. I can't control what you're doing, unfortunately. I had to pick very carefully when I last tried to watch a stream what I was actually doing in game, because I'm not sure my computer can handle gaming and streaming. Hey Menorah, it's good to see you. I know this is not the first time that you've made it here, but it's good to see you catch up. And thankfully I've got in my head now who you are on Twitter. It's always strange when you know one person from the context of Twitter, you see them with a different name in chat, and you're like, I'm supposed to know who you are. So, yeah. I will be launching the LOTRO family screenshot competition after this stream. I didn't get finished with dinner and feeding NJ, or starting to feed NJ, until 7:15 or something. So, it's your computer's fault that you haven't restarted it often enough. I see, yeah. My parents had computers that behaved like that. Windows machines are particularly bad. I'm technically on a Mac machine, but I've only got Windows here on the actual computer. But when I was running Mac OS, you can keep it running for absolutely ages before it starts to slow down. Whereas Windows, you really do need to be restarting it most days. Yay! This should be the last worm. That's not bad. And 20 minutes of the deed accelerator left. Fab, so we might be able to get some of the Goblin Slayer stuff as well. Cat, we're finished killing worms now. Thank you. Right. So, if we peg it back now to Estelden, I can clear out inventory because there's not much chance of that. Oh, I've been interrupted. Of course I've been interrupted. Right. No, it didn't take long. That was fine. I was partway through the advanced stage anyway. And if I was left to my own devices, yes, I popped a deed accelerator. Makes it sound like a pill. Come back, cat. Stop interrupting my transportation. Thank you. I had a half an hour deed accelerator set on my Guardian. My Guardian has all my deed accelerators simply because deeding on my Guardian seems to take forever. So I use all the deed accelerators there. Right, and let's do the tasks while I'm here. That's fine, Menorahs. I still appreciate people coming and watching. So, bumpy scales. And coarse skin. Still only got 5 tasks on this one. Coarse furs. And I'll have to come back and do a couple of those again. But yes, but because I had this random half an hour one sat on my Guardian, I thought I may as well just quickly
How
use
can I be
that
of
so that I've got a
service?
warm-up
Greetings.
task at least for
What
when
can I
people
do
join
for
the
you?
stream. You can, yeah, you can AFKD, but I got so annoyed when I was first playing LOTRO or LOTRO, depending on your side, how you decide to pronounce it, as I've discovered. I got really annoyed as a hunter, or in any other class for that matter, in trying to do deeds, and you saw someone multi-boxing with lore masters. You know, 5 identical lore masters with 5 bears just parked, and you know they're basically
Greetings.
just farming Lotro points, farming
What do you need?
hides, probably to sell for gold. And you're there, I'm trying to do it because I can't afford the next
Greetings.
quest back any other way. Leave me alone. I don't think I would want to do AFK deeding, and I'm pretty sure that's technically not okay behaviour. Yes, Harvest Math Festival is back, people. I only need a couple of items, so I will be there, but not for very long. Okay, so they've banned it now. Yeah, that's okay. It's one thing to ban it, it's another thing to know how to enforce it, and that will be interesting. I've never... It's like... It must be very unenjoyable. I prefer to actually... You know, play the game and do the deeds. Even on my Guardian, where it might take me ages as a defense Guardian. Although she's technically red line, but I'm sort of... Not red line, she's yellow line. Which is more of a DPS one, but I use a shield because, again, I'm risk averse. Ooh... Good. Well, again, sending a tell to a person if they are genuinely AFK. You know, having a 3-course dinner out somewhere. I mean, I hope it doesn't come to that. And part of me wonders why, what people stand to gain by it. Because for me, earning lottery points was about unlocking content, which is very satisfying when you earn it. But then on top of that, it's only like the occasional treat that I'll want from the Lotro store, so I don't know what the motivation is behind having 3 or 4 accounts and manually farming Lotro points. That wasn't much of a fall, come on. Right, so we're heading to the quest giver now, which is here, which will lead us into Dol Dinen. I apologise in advance. You are likely to hear my baby crying tonight. She has slept no more than about 40 minutes and has been up nearly 12 hours. And any time we've tried to get her to sleep, she has just refused. So, I will do what I can, but thanks in advance for your understanding. Have I got wargs left? Well, I may as well kill this warg. There are wargs in Dol Dinen. But as he'll count for 2, I may as well grab him now. Right, are we near that quest giver yet? No. Now, we are over-leveled for Dol Dinen. Not really. We're higher level than is absolutely necessary for Dol Dinen, and that's probably more accurate. But it will be a challenge for me, and I haven't got any skirmish soldier tokens yet. I'm hoping to avoid it with my cat. Could also be a way of buying stuff on the store to sell for yeah, but even then, I was talking to kinmates about gold. So, okay, I'm not a huge gold hoarder as such. When I first started on this server, I purposefully sold crafting mats and keys, steel keys obviously, to get an initial bulk of gold. Now I use any steel keys I get for treats, and I very rarely sell anything on auction house. Overall, my characters, which is on this server more accurately, what are we fighting? Oh, it's another whore mantle. My cat really does not like those cows. You may as well get that warg as well while you're at it then. Overall, my character's on Evernight. I've got over 1900 gold, and I haven't got a purpose for it. Not really. So I don't know what hoarding gold, how hoarding gold benefits, unless they're also then gold sellers, which should be banned anyway. So to turn in-game gold into real money, I suppose, but... yeah, Nelnardus, this is part of Titan Bar, so you can load the currency tab, which is here for some reason, and you can see money on Titan Bar here, but then one of the options is to show total, so I can actually see here how much each character has. So I know I've got to transfer some gold to Lamuna, for example, for when she gets Matham Society reputation, so she can get the Matham horse, because she's only level 17. And to answer your question, Liebe, no, I don't think so. They've just put the not sleeping thing of NJ down to the fact that she's intelligent, but not intelligent enough to know that she needs sleep. Yeah, I've set. It takes me a while every time I start a new character, which is why I'm glad I haven't started one for since. Apart from that, my high elf, which is very recent, because you have to set this up for every single character. So I can see, for example, that it's only 7 minutes until the late watches, but I can see how many marks and medallions I've got. The lottery point is handy, but you have to manually set the start number, and then it will add on lottery points that you gain from deeds, because doesn't have the right to access it. It can't know when you've spent them. So when you spend some lottery points out of the lottery store, you will have to readjust that again. But it does mean I know I've got 1,000 lottery points here after having bought High Elf. So I think I've still got Helm's Deep to unlock. I want one of the emotes, and there was something else I realised I wanted to spend it. Oh, and I think I'm going to need extra milestones for my Guardian as well. So, Minoras, to answer your question, Dol Dinen is part of the North Downs, right at the end, because North Downs does work, roughly speaking, west to east. Admittedly, you come here, you go into Nanwathra, and you come back out, you come up here and go whatever. But Dol Dinen is this final quarter down here, full of signature mobs, which is why it's going to be fun, and why I needed to warm up first. Right, so, let's go. Shattering Alliance.
What do you need?
The Onsburg are dreadful foes, Aether, and I've been watching as they amass at our borders, south in a land called Dol Dinen. These orcs bear badges that could tell much about their rank and their purpose. If you could collect these, I believe we have a better understanding of the collective Ongbur's tribe. And I think some of these badges fall as usable reputation items as well. Yeah, Liebe, and that's exactly the problem. Although that's always been the problem, we still surprise people because of that. And NJ has still not slept through the night.
Would you do something for me?
Whatever. No. I'm not going to do the collecting the plant quest. No. Right, Captains of the Black Tide.
Might I take a moment of your time?
We may or may not pick this one up, because we are 7 levels over, but that's still quite ambitious for a Fellowship quest. But I have managed to catch some of these sometimes. I have a favour to ask of you, Earthier, if you're willing. I have discovered 3 captains of the Ongborg, who commands the lower ranks of the orcs and goblins in Dol Dinen. If these captains are slain, it may throw the lower ranks into confusion. Enter the encampment of the orc host in Dol Dinen, southeast of Esteldin, and slay the Ongborg's captain, Thorgal. Batar and Dombri. Yay for my pronunciations. They were last seen among the Warg Keepers. If I were in your place, I would not attempt this alone. Gather allies, or you will likely not succeed. Well, I'm going to try it with a cat. If things get really tricky, what I will need to do is go back briefly to Esteldin, to the skirm camp, and pick up a skirmish soldier token, and that would be fine, because I've got 19,500 marks, so I can spare a few.
Stay a moment.
Nope, that was the one I didn't want before. Forced into service. Yes, we can do this one. This one's solo anyway. Until recently, small goblin raiding parties were the worst threat faced by the North Downs, but with the arrival of the orcs out of Angmar, the goblins have themselves been forced by their greater brethren into servitude. Don't feel sorry for them. Now, they watch the front lines of the host at Dol Dinen, under the command of the orcs, awaiting their turn to be sacrificed for the greater glory of the Iron Crown. What a great sacrifice. We should not make them wait over long. They want to sacrifice themselves, let's speed them along. If you are willing, make your way southeast of Esteldin to the outskirts of the Orc encampment at Dol Dinen and kill the goblins there. Bring me the slave collars worn by the goblins as evidence that your task has been accomplished. Right, in that case, we should crack on with this then. See if I can ride so far. Try and avoid the red dots on the way to Dol Dinen, else I will never escape filling my inventory. I don't think there's a cellar. We'd have to, if I needed a cellar, I can come back up to the Earthkin camp up here, but in Dol Dinen I usually end up with a very full inventory. Right, so we dip into Dol Dinen initially to grab Goblin Slave Goblin Slave collars. Teeth in, FJ, come on. Hi Terry Adwin, good to see you. You managed to miss the me feeling totally disorganised. I'd planned on managing to chill out before the stream, and when I was thinking about it last night, yay, wargs. Oh, wait a minute, what are you fighting? My cat has a thing about whore mantles. Go away. Right, warg. Thank you. So I felt very disorganised, and I'd planned on sort of gradually just having a nice chill session, defeating some of the easy shades for the Slayer deed on the opposite side of the map. Instead, I've got a very stressed child who won't sleep, and late because of the maintenance. But LOTRO did their amazing job at finishing ahead of the announced time for their maintenance, which was awesome. I think I've only known once when I've wanted to be playing that the maintenance is finished after the time they announce. They usually finish ahead, and often well ahead. Right, so how many goblins do we actually need? I think it's a lot, because I don't think I've hit the... It's okay, my cat's just chasing a goblin across the map. Oh, right, how many... So, incomplete. Goblin Slayer, yeah, we won't be finishing that today, probably not. Off you go, kitty. Right. This area, once we get past this initial zone here, Dol Dinen is a very challenging area for me. I'm going to attempt to not have to go to a skirmish camp and get a soldier token, but we'll see. Right, now then. Oh, how rude. Oh, at least we got the first stage done. Yeah, Lieber, I can actually relate to that. I've had a few issues here recently, and then there was an entire network problem that was affecting the whole the whole ISP's network. So that got really annoying quite quickly. Yeah, don't worry, Nalnadis. I understand people come to streams and multitask. Are you trying to get it ready for Christmas or Yule or whichever particular way you celebrate December? Right, we've got an auto-bestowed quest here. The goblin numbers are great, and they are held to their duty by a ruthless taskmaster. The bond is a frail one, founded upon fear. You should seek the goblin camps on the outskirts of Dol Dinen and find the goblin taskmaster. If he is slain, the will of the goblins may be broken. And he is called Natkam? I thought I saw him running around, actually. I think we might have accidentally killed him once, which could be annoying. this is when I find Lore-Master more challenging, because you yourself are actually quite squishy. Where is Nactam? We may as well grab that warg. Are you Nactam? No. Oh, I thought I saw Nactam. He has to love you more than he loves his more than he hates Christmas. Hey, I mean, it's what, 30th of November. I would have said wait till tomorrow, but we'll be waiting much longer than that. This will be the first proper Christmas with a mobile child and a mobile cat. Don't know how well that's going to end. I suspect in mess. Probably a lot of mess. Oh, you know what? I still need Onbur's badges before we go back to the quest giver. Who drops badges? Do you drop badges? Yes, okay. Hahaha, burn orc. Right. Not all of them drop badges. Is it the skirmishers? I think it's the bow fighting ones. He'll get home just after midnight. Well, you can play that one. I mean, to be fair, I saw some people, at the start of this week, maybe, on some of my Facebook friends saying we're going to actually decorate for Christmas. I'm trying to find the bow fighting ones, else I'm just going to randomly go around slaughtering stuff, which in one sense doesn't matter, but it means I don't get... Oh, you Nactam. No, that's the other one. Where's Nactam? Breaking the alliance. Breaking the front lines. That's a different named mob. That's Maglock, which is not the one I'm looking for. Oh. Poo. I can hear something eating. Finding named mobs when you're not on a hunter is a little bit frustrating. Where is he? Technically you're in the area, but I have no idea. Let's take the slave collars back and see if that'll trigger the next next stage. Captains of the Black Tide. Oh, is there one up here of those? Who's up here? Ah, it's another goblin. Cool, okay. Takes me a while to get my bearings. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, so... Could do with find... Is it the sharp eyes that have the badges? I reckon I'm in the wrong area. Wrong bit of Dol Dinen for this. Is there one of the captains here? What are we flashing at? Captains of the Black Tide, yes. So someone should be in this area. Are you over the bridge? Maybe. I think the map's there's Throg. Right, okay. In that case, we need to take on these guys here so we can get safely over there. Cool. Right, so there is one of the captains up here. So, this will be the first interesting test. Now then, I think the inner flame gives a buff after a few seconds. Yes, extra fire damage type. So we'll let that build up, because we will need it. Right, go cat, go! And now I'm getting the attention. Which I really don't need. yet, but I do want to heal the cat. We got the cat. Where are you? You're out of range. We don't. Oh, you're still stunned. Right, quick. Take a breath. Right, there we go. First test. I didn't spaz out too much. Right, we've got. So we've got the first signature. Great. Okay. Which means we can deal with the fact that this is technically a fellowship test. Test? Well, maybe it is a test. Quest. Breaking the front lines. Right. So we're still looking for this signature. Probably signature. Goblin. From somewhere. There's someone else hunting in this area as well. Who's managed to aggro that many mobs? Has somebody got themselves into trouble, or are they actually managing it? I don't want to interrupt their fight. Who is it? Oh, they're fine. I wasn't planning on joining that fight. Okay, that's fine. No worries, Libra, I understand. It's nice to see you managed to make it in here anyway. I was just checking out, making sure the player wasn't actually in trouble, but they seemed fine. So, we'll probably have to leave that named one because he's not rearing his little ugly head. So, if we... What's the dark one here? Shattering the Alliance. We still need these Ongbo's badges, which come from the bow-wielding orcs. So let's grab those. The stress on me actually doing all the healing is not as bad as what it otherwise would have been, because I have the badge of brooch, sorry, of regrowth in, which, yes, it reduces my pet's critical rating, but it means he actually regenerates some of his own health. Right, grab that warg. I swear there's not enough of these bow-wielding orcs for this badge's quest. But then if someone else is hunting around here as well, that probably doesn't help our cause anyway. Right. And they're only in this set area as well. Let's try over the road. Because this is just goblins around here. You know what? We might accidentally end up hitting a lot of the goblin slayer deed while we're here. I really should take my pet off aggressive mode in Dol Dinen, else I'm going to get myself into a world of pain. Right, where's the light of hope? Go. Right. Attack. Follow. You can tell I always have an aggressive mode. Which one's the right mode? Passive mode. Will not enter combat unless commanded to. No, I need the... Enter combat to defend you or itself. That's the right mode. Yes, okay. Still not seeing enough of these bow-wielding ones. Are there some... Oh, there might be some up here. Right. So any wargs I can grab I may as well, because warg slayer in the North Downs is annoying, because they're sort of dotted around the map. At least the ones in this part of the map aren't signature, but that soon changes. Right, you dust off your trousers to take a wound from your pet. Right. Oh, Naktam. Oh, Natcam. Might get a warg in this fight as well, but that's fine. He's only 2,000 HP, so that was a good fluke. I'll take it though. Or I'll always take a fluke. Right. I can knowledge of cure myself, can't I? Yes, good. Yay, good. Shield, naff. Right, cool. It can go in the scrap heap then. So, that we still need 3 Longburst badges. These flipping bow-wielding... Oh, there's some further in. Okay. Read the map correctly, it usually helps. Good. Now, there are quite a few auto-bestowed quests in Dol Dinen. What's the red one? Is that another one of the captains? Captains of the Black died. So where are you? Are you the Warg signature guy? Such a lovely, beautiful part of the map, isn't it? Who are we looking for? Are you a Guardian or are you a Warden? Guardian. Yeah, my Guardian had so much fun. Probably isn't the right word for it. On the plus side, it's looking like we won't need to get a skirmish token. Yay! Light of Hope. Go. So, that I will not read because we will gradually plough through that as we roam through Dol Dinen. Now I suspect the captain's about to has probably just been killed by that Guardian. So, I'm not going to wait for respawn. Never hang around too long in Dol Dinen. Oh, Skirmisher. We need that for the badges. Yay. Just to double check, because I've seen some people come and go, that everything is still sort of smooth for everybody. As I usually get either a huge ping here and it's about normal, and I've got a green light on OBS, so I think I'm fine. But I don't want anyone else to be having a slower stream, if it's my end anyway. I still need 2 more badges. Where was I headed? Ah, yes, so the badges down here. I can go further down the road. That was why I started that. Why I started that quest chain. Okay. Great, thanks Terry Edwin. I forget in essence that actually having an slightly over-leveled, ooh, Warg-Master. You become aware of a presence. A chieftain has risen up among the Wargs of Dol Dinen, uniting the packs that run the orcs gathered there. Even a tenuous unity among such foul beasts is a danger at all. You should slay the chieftain of the Wargs and shatter the courage of the beasts. The vile creatures linger near the orcs, protecting their masters. You will need the strength of allies to fight alongside you. Snacking on apple pie Oreos. Oh wow, they sound amazing. I have a few biscuits, but nothing that yummy. Is everything okay with NJ? She passed out on the sofa. The child finally gave in. Oh good. That's brilliant. Silly, silly child. Oh, there we go. That's one of our elites. Go, 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 go. Before somebody else gets her. I really do need to look after my pets a little better. And that's 2 of the 3 captains. Score. Okay. We now need to find the Warg-Master. So the aim here is to get to max rep and not get totally... They respawn really quickly. max rep with the Rangers of Dol, which should be possible. And then, if I can manage it soon enough, we may end up with some quests that are not finished here. Because I don't want to linger here much longer than is absolutely necessary. But we will have a fight on our hands later on. Oh, I'm not sure either, Terry Edwin, whether, you know, cookie butter. But aren't all cookies made with butter, or is that just me not thinking correctly? And yes, Menorah. So that's nearly, not quite, 12 hours of her being awake until she finally caves. I'm trying to find this Warg Master. Where is he? Oh, what deed have I completed? Oh, a class deed! Yay! Okay, I get a trait point. Score. What do we have here? We need anything we can get, seriously. Pet critical damage. Inner flame-based healing. Probably that, then. Max morale, pet morale. What's this one? Extra pet damage, less pet let's go for extra healing for this particular area. Cool. Not turning down a trait point, and 5 extra LOTRO points that I wasn't even working for. Right, so... Oh, do we still need badges? I keep forgetting we need those badges. Cat, go and kill another orc for me. We've had this one... Oh, I've got to resummon. Which I can't now do because I'm in combat. Can I? Oh, I can. Why did I have to resummon that? That normally only happens when I level up. Does granting a trait point mean I have to actually re-summon? Yeah, does anyone know the answer to that? I don't normally have to resummon. Unless I've leveled up. That's the first time my pet has disappeared. It might be to do with the trait point. Haven't noticed it before if it is. Where is this Warg? Evening, Valiants. Good to see you. When you change your trait, you have to resummon. Ah, I've not noticed that before. Probably because most trait points for me happen when I level up. Where? I want this bloody Warg Master. He should be in this area somewhere. I'll see if the overall population of the room picks up. If it doesn't, then what I'll do is I'll say, right, where should we go after we hit max rep here? So I'm going to loot these for my alts, but I want anything that's a reputation item, because the main aim here is not to do everything in Dol Dinen, but to hit max rep, so we can get a nice new horse. And then we can adventure somewhere else. However, I could do with finding this last black badge, because I want to carry on with the quest chain, which I nearly said chest quain. Ha 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 ha. Right, where are these bow wielding ones? They should be on the opposite side of the road, of course. It's good to know, if, yeah, with Secret and Terry Edwin saying the same thing there. Right, can't get that one there. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. I think it's only because I normally have to add trait points when I level up anyway. I've not noticed that it could happen just with a random deed point. You cannot harm yourself. Self-harm is not an allowed skill of a lore master. Good to know. How are we doing on Goblin Slayer? Quite a long way off. Just curious. Right. And we're at reputation-wise, we're not far off ally status. So we're going to have to do a fair few of these. Thankfully the mobs here drop reputation items, so I'll be using those as we quest through. Now, although the quests here are grey for me, that does not make them easy. Although it is quite nice to be not in desperate need of a skirmish soldier. And I feel somewhat more in control having my pet here than the skirmish soldier just going off on one. Oh man. I don't know why I neglected my Lore-Master for so long. Look, wicked now, we need to... a great host of orcs spilt through Ramdwath, driving the men of the North Downs from their farms, bringing them with them the mighty onward trolls. You should defeat onward trolls in Dol Dinen. How many? It just says defeat trolls. How many? 16! Buttery shortbread flavour. Okay, I'm going to have part of my gluten-free digestive, chocolate digestive biscuit. You're making me envious. Nothing as good as having cookie butter. Or apple pie cookies for that matter. Trolls are much deeper in, aren't they? Yes, I thought so. The trolls hit hard in Dol Dinen. Yeah, what I was trying to say, because I have a short attention span, I apologise. Is just because the quests are grey and the mobs are only green, that doesn't make this easy. But I thought it would be interesting for once for people to see me attempt to do harder content. Which this area always is. But I'm finding this so far less stressful than taking a skirmish soldier in. I think I had the foolish idea my guardian could solo through here. Yeah, that didn't work out. I had to take a DPS soldier. And then at least I only died once, which isn't bad going, I don't think. No, I want the actual fire. Go. One of these abilities draws stuff away from your enemy, doesn't it? It takes away morale from your enemy. Which one is it? I can't find it. I don't know if anyone else can remember who runs Lore-Masters. There's one here where it takes away your drawing power, like you're pulling it out of them. I think that's the one I need to know where it is. Drains power and from the power of knowledge. There we go, found it. I'm gonna need that one here, I think. Let's try. You take. Oh, I can't do it on that one. I thought it'd be signature, but it's not. Oh, we're gonna hit a few deeds, I think, today. Right, so I think we're gonna try and make this suicide run for Hisuk and Tumat. We may or may not survive the encounter, but we'll see. Okay, let's try. If I pull that away, that seems quite quick. I just wish I could transfer it to my pet. We're gonna hit Enmity of the Orcs here as well. Looking at it. Oh, it's a Battle Master. We need one of those. Well, probably need several of them, but we definitely need some. I don't think I can craft the next brooch of regrowth until I'm level... Well, I can craft it, but I don't think I can equip the next badge of regrowth until like level 40 or something. So this one I'm having to put up with for now. Now then, where's the route through to Hisuk and Tumat? Up there. Yay. Right. We could end up picking up quite a few quests here, but we have a lot of reputation to gain, so... Siegecraft. Collect ballista locks, catapult pinions, and swing arms. Like you can just carry those things around, right? I mean, seriously. I'm just going to carry a catapult arm around. Oh, at this rate I'm also going to get killed, because... let's get lighted in a flame running here. Yeah, let's just casually take apart some of this really huge equipment. No, I don't think so. Go away. Haha. Yes. What we got here? Current quests. Shattering the Alliance. Yay, we got the badges at last. That took time, didn't it? Magic pockets. What has it got in its pockets? Oh, nothing. Just an entirely huge thing for flinging rocks into walls, you know. That wasn't the answer we were expecting. Defeat Ongburg's bone speakers. Woohoo! People who speak to bones. Because there's not enough going on with death in, well, generally fantasy games. The hobbits are very, very careless. You find their mathams all over Middle-earth. Ongburg's combatants. Yes, we still need those. Let's run with that. Go. I really should remember to start with Inner Flame when I have it available. That's quite a powerful ability. I just wish I could then move that into my pet instead of having to go for a different ability. I still haven't had the courage to redo my entire UI when I realistically need to, because I'm basically using numbers for this bottom row here mostly and clicking this row here, which is not exactly efficient. Oh, what do we do here? Enmity of the Orcs. Yay. I've now got Eldar's Grace even. With speed and grace you can put up a strong parry defense with my wooden staff. Partial parry mitigation. If they're in my face, I'm not doing something right. Which is what I figured when I had a really bad experience in the Lowlands on this Lore-Master when I was last trying to use a bear. It just ended up aggroing like 20 whites. Needless to say, that did not end well. And that was when I was like, I'm not using a bear unless I really, really, really have to. I've got a polar bear, so it's very pretty, but yeah, that was not a pleasant experience. And so my creatures of choice with Lore-Master are now either Lynx, who I'm using now, or if I come across a problem today, which I might, of power management problems, then I'll use the eagle, because the eagle has a power regen buff. Oh, 15 LOTRO points for killing lots of stuff. Yay. Right, okay. Now then, we're likely to aggro both the troll and the... Oh look, we're completing so many deeds. Totally accidental. Right, go cat. We may aggro the troll as well as the Ongsburg here. We haven't... Oh, well, that's a fluke, but again, I will take it. I doubt we'll get around to killing 16 trolls, but we can try, can't we? Yeah, I really appreciate people coming into this stream, and I was like, people haven't seen how badly I usually cope with this. Wubbaducky! Hi Wubbaducky, thanks for following. It's a very, very cute name. So, improved Inner Flame. Yay, what does that form part of? The next class deer. Subtlety of Wisdom. Use Knowledge of Cures. Okay. Cool. We can't really tarry too long, as people say in Lord of the Rings. It usually ends badly if you try and look and read things. Thanks for following, Wubbaducky. Let's make sure I say it correctly. Right. Now then, this is where it could get nasty. I only want to be here as long as it takes to map Hisuk and Tumat. If this goes horribly wrong, I can make a desperate run for Hisuk and Tumat, and then we may need to respawn. But I've never done this on a Lore-Master. This is my highest level Lore-Master, so... My Gust of Wind animation has always worked secret. Oh, unless I've just not been... I mean, there's Gust of Wind. But I don't need it again because it enhances the flames that are there. But I've never noticed it not work. Oh, that's interesting. When is my next Lore-Master Talisman? Oh, that's a talisman. No, I want the Lore-Master... brooches. Glittering platinum. Yeah, level 40, so I can't use that. Maybe a red line thing. I am on blue here. Maybe. I can't see how they would decide that an animation should not work based on the line that you pick. Now I've got to be slightly better. These bone speakers self-heal. I don't think Lore-Masters have an interrupt ability. However, I do need to watch cures. And... Yes, Menorah. However, I would advise... I realised before coming on stream that the best thing I needed to do here was turn off aggressive mode. Because... And that's where the Skirmish Soldier is really weak in here. I need it on some characters having the Skirmish Soldier in Dol Dinen. But it can be weak in that it aggroes things when you don't want them to. Because of the distance the Skirmish Soldiers stay away from you, they can aggro things you're not ready for. So normally I have my pet on aggressive mode. Here, Archosaur. Hi Archosaur, thanks for following. Some people follow before they're in the room, so I want to make sure that I see you first, but thanks for following. But yeah, because your Skirmish Soldiers stay this weird distance away from you, they can aggro things, and so if you're bringing your Lore-Master into Dol Dinen, get them off aggressive mode, because you don't want more mobs than you have to necessarily have. Sticky Gourd, please. Go. Thank you. Sticky Gourd has to be one of my favourite Lore-Master abilities, simply because it's not at all magical. Lieber. Yeah, maybe. Who am I to argue with the internet? Right, now then, this could go horribly wrong, but we'll try not to. If you pick off one from the side, sometimes you can get away with it. Defeat Zakul. I don't think we'll be able to do that, but we can try. Defeat the Siege Master. I've got too many quests. I really wish we could actually have more in the quest tracker than 5, because Dol Dinen particularly, you end up with so many active quests and you can't actually keep track of them all. Yeah, Archosaur, this was actually I had been doing my hunter in Moria, and then I realised I had been neglecting a good number of characters, so I put it to a vote on Twitter and said, right, which of my neglected characters should I go for? And they picked Lore-Master, and I'm glad they did actually, because I've really enjoyed it. Right, Bone Speaker. Oh no, it aggroed the enormous troll. Die, go. Well, I hope you can learn. I hope I don't provide a bad example. We've done Hisuk, people, right? it gets harder from here. The deeper you get in here, the more nuts it gets. Until you actually hit Tumat, and then you've got Hillman. But you have to go quite quickly. The mobs in this area seem to regenerate really quickly, which doesn't help anybody. Go! Why'd you leave him? Gotcha. Yes, Lieber, where you can see a certain number of quests in your tracker, but so you can see a certain number in your actual display tracker here, but there are in fact more on the map. Whereas I just can't keep. We'll end up completing some and not others, but that's how it normally goes for me in Dol Dinen anyway, so that's fine. Right. Troll number 4 of 16, people. Hey, you just threw my cat away. Thank you. Okay, this is so much more fun than when I brought my Guardian in here. Okay, this is where it could get a bit messy because these bone speakers are healers. Right, let's get the inner flame buff going. Oh, I haven't even got a character at end level yet, Archosaur, so level 60 is my highest character. Right, Cat, you need to take on the healer first. Healer and debuffer, I think he plays at, so... Right, my Cat should be able to get that. I need to get this guy, at least while I can. And I should have get some food. Right, now, as fun as that was, we have to go quite quickly through here. Somebody gave me some pet food. Fire mitigation, armor value. Target does not meet the skill requirement. What? Oh, bear friend. Oh, I haven't got pet foods for Lynx. Okay. Right, you have to run quite quickly through these doors because otherwise you get caught. Oh, sorry, Wubbaducky, I missed your question from earlier. Yes, I'm on Evernight at the moment. When I get back to, if I can get back to doing my Sunday streams, which I fully intend to at some point, that's on Shadow. That's on Crick Hollow, getting my games and old server names muddled up. So I'm currently on Evernight. Let's come here. Where's the bone speaker? I need to take him out quick. Go. Stop coming back here, Cat. Kill the thing. Get the aggro away from me. Right, we need to heal up. Need to heal up. Right. Have I got any foods of my own? No, but I had intended on using that defense tome. What we got here? That's oh, hope. We could do with some hope. Bit of max morale and power. 5 minutes might be what we need to crack through to Tumat. We need to successfully, I believe, get through this door. Right, so Cat, go get that troll for me. We still need another 11 trolls for that quest. Oh, dearie me. Right, now then. Oh, goody, we've got 3 bone speakers. Two bone speakers, and this is why you've got to get through the... Tumat might be even further in, but you do have to crack this door. Can I blind flash you? Yes, right. Me trying to use the stun for once. Bone speaker needs to die, like now. I'm getting myself out of sync here, am I? Right, come on. Just get rid of the bone speaker. Go. Die! Ah! Lost my pet. This could end badly. Is that archer still going as well? Pants. Gonna try. Can I summon in the middle of a fight? Yes, but I can't summon while moving. Right, let's try again. Thank goodness from the middle of the fight. Oh my life. You can't do that with skirmish soldiers. That got a bit close. Right, yes, Wubba Ducky, I am using Titan Bar, and you will need to configure the currency part of it. Yeah, I hadn't thought you could actually summon your pet in the middle of a fight. That was quite difficult. Right, so we've nearly made it to Tumat, but we need to go up here. Bone speakers are still part of an ongoing quest, so we may as well grab that. The great thing is we got through that door. The not so great thing is to get back and do the other quests, we have to go back through that door. Heal, heal, go. How much damage is he taking? That heal did absolutely zip. Yeah, Titan Bar has so much information on it. There's even more than what I could have here. So I've got total currency, but someone said in a stream actually, you can search your character's stuff in here, which I haven't clocked before because I use a different plugin for searching inventory. But that's part of Titan Bar in normal inbuilt stuff. You know when sunrise is going to be, not that it really matters in Dol Dinen, but I know when sunrise sunset's coming. And I can track my marks and my medallions. Right, so I've got some stuff that's going to time out, so that gives us 45 more minutes. Have we not got any of the purple War-Master lashes? Right, we absolutely have to map Hisuk and Tumat because I do not want to come back through. We've done Hisuk. Right, now where are we at with reputation? Oh, so close to ally. I don't even know whether we'll make the full reputation today. Oh, is Valiant still in the room? No, because Valiant is also my kin. And sorry, I'm asking a question. But I've got a bone speaker in my face, so I can't answer it. Part of your job with this flipping Lore-Master is staying alive. Especially on this line when it's actually about you keeping your pet alive more than anything else. Is it possible for someone else to help his wife get one fast level? Is she? Right. Now then, up here we should find and around here. Oh, is it this door we have to get to for Tumat? Right. In that case, we will need the inner flame buff before. one of these. Oath Caller. Always look for the healer. We should, if we survived that gauntlet, we shouldn't have to make a desperate lunge for the gates. Shouldn't have to. I'm gonna have to stun you. And oh, where's that Oath Caller? No, you don't. Oh, pants, move there. Ah! Pants. Maybe I am going to have to make a desperate lunge. Oh, there we go, we got the Strongholds Exploration deed, which is good. I'm getting my fingers all in a twist. Yay! Right, let's heal up in a nice secluded corner somewhere. Right, so that's Strongholds Exploration. That is probably the hardest deed in the North Downs. Right, okay. We won't be doing the Troll Slayer. Definitely not. So that was the run through the Strongholds Exploration. I'll do the other things on my own time. Wow, okay. Thanks for putting up with all that. That was a bit nuts. So, what have we got in inventory? Not a lot of the reputation items. Chainmail. Nope. Sometimes I pick things to go in wardrobe for alts, but phew. Right, let's carry on then. So we still need 8 more trolls. The trolls in the Attack at Dawn skirmish. I don't think I've done that skirmish. There's quite a few that have triggered in higher levels that I'm fairly sure I haven't tried. I only do solo skirms, but I'm pretty sure I haven't tried that one. That didn't take it from the character I was aiming for. That bone speaker seems to be self-healing faster than what I can damage it. We're both getting beaten up badly, Lieber. That's the joy of this area, if joy is the right word. At least having company on this one, I don't feel quite so, I'm not just running the gauntlet on my own. Now there's glitter everywhere. Well done on getting the place decorated, though. Right, the joy of my Lore-Master is, yay, I've actually protected my cat. Boo, I have about 1/3 of my own health left. Bone Speaker's shield. That's quite underwhelming for a Bone Speaker. Yay, that's not anywhere near Kindred. I don't think we'll hit Kindred during this stream. I think I'll get to like 9, half 9 and go, let's change regions. Okay, so we have, however, done ally. We picked up quite a few LOTRO points during this stream. Over 100. So, yes. Now finally starting on Kindred. Right, we need orcs, so... Not orcs, trolls. All thanks to Poundland. Well done, Poundland. Yeah, my wife would approve of that. Right, where are we actually at? So we need 6 trolls, 6 more trolls. Where is... That one's already on the tracker. So we've got Master of the Black Tide. Up here someplace? Looks like it might be. Yes, Lieber, exactly. I remember when Poundland started hitting places in the UK, and then you'd get places doing, you think Poundland is cheap? We do 99 pence stores. And so yeah, you sometimes even find 99p stores as though that £1 will... Oh, is this the guy we're actually after? Siege Master. Yes, it is. Awesome. Me and Elnardis had exactly the same thoughts. Yay. And not a lot appropriate for people of my level. I'm not going to take anything that has... Yeah. 6, 5, 70, 10 silver. You ventured deep into the heart of an orc encampment at Dol Dinen and defeated the troll siege master Pakonka. His loss will hinder the orc army for at least a short while. At least until Pakonka respawns. Yes. Right. So, we need to put a couple of more of these quests in. Sometimes the food from there doesn't taste quite right. That's not a bad way of looking at it. Right, now then, we'll come back to Wargmaster later. What's Captains of the Black Tide? Where's he? Captain of the Black Tide here. Oh, he's way, way back there. Okay. Masters of the Black Siege, defeat trolls. Okay, we need to basically fight our way back through, don't we? So, fight our way back through. Poundland sounds way more exotic than Dollar Store. No, it probably does. I don't know why. I didn't really want to incur the wrath of this troll, thank you very much. I really have to use my stuns more. Hi, beloved of death. Good to see you. Oh, Archosaur. So, experimentation for a start is why I use the Lynx. He stealths up to enemies, and so he catches them in the last minute. DPS seems to be better, and he doesn't aggro unless you make him. I sometimes use Eagle because of the power restore, and I was going to do that today if I ended up having power problems, but so far I don't. So I'll take that. I'll take that as a win. Right. Cat, and get pounded whenever you walk through. Oh, that's okay, beloved of death. Lieber's had internet problems today as well. Right, Cat, take that one. I want to stun you. I've not done crowd control in this game before, but Dol Dinen has forced me to do it, which is not a bad thing. Knowledge of cures, go. I missed knowledge of cures, didn't I? Yes. What are you fighting? You're still fighting the Bone Speaker, right. Right, there we go. My channel times seem really long. They're not, I'm sure they're not, but it just seems like it takes forever for me to channel ability. The bear is fun in casual raid, you can keep stealing aggro from the tank and it's funny. Funny for anyone who's not the tank, i.e. it's funny for you. I asked someone posted a screenshot in a very grumpy fashion, which I totally do not blame them for, that someone had aggroed the Drake roving threat from the North Downs into Bree, and had therefore died, and has had everybody in Bree. And I was like, how the heck do you even manage that? And he posted this YouTube video of basically this small fellowship that was just going around aggroing roving threats and bringing them into populated areas. And I thought, yeah, that's only funny for the people doing it, isn't it? Steamroll. It says that only the guilty would say that. I would steamroll with the bot. Yeah, some people prefer the bog stalker, but apart from it being rather large, I've not got on with that one yet. Admittedly, I've probably not given it a fair enough run, but right, we've got a Master of the Black Tide. We've got one of those bigger bosses to kill up this way somewhere. Orcs of the Blood Mountain. Oh, we're still on that sort of grindy one. Right, okay, so... No, don't Sticky Gourd. I want the buff from... Yeah, no, it sounds hilarious for anyone who wasn't suddenly in Bree and killed. The people who were doing it were having a whale of a time. Right, you take that. I'm going to stun you. Sorry, someone in guild chat just said expletive. I'm drunk now and I can't see what you're doing. It's funny for everyone because I just love to. I just love to give aggro to the healer. Oh, it's not funny for the healer. Oh, but everyone else, yes, I can see why that would be hilarious. In the Old Republic, they changed something so that the heals were automatically getting more aggro, which meant tanks don't hold the aggro like they should. Not useful. Okay. Do you know what? Accidentally we're halfway through doing Troll Slayer in here. Right. What else have we got going on in the map? So, somewhere over there. It must be round the... Ah, up there. How do we get up there? Down and round, I think. Right. We need to get out from this bit of the map. Can we sneak round this fence? Oh, that's just harsh. You can sneak. No, you can't. There's one of those hidden barriers. Right, we do have to fight through then. It was the bug at some point where you could summon turtles from a Gondor quest into Bree. Now that would be quite funny. Bree suddenly being invaded by turtles. I could actually see why that would be funny. To answer your question, no, but I think it was a thread. If you go onto LOTRO Family Twitter, somebody posted a screenshot that said, "Am I? Oh, so this happened again," something like that, and then it went from that onwards, and someone put in to say, "Yeah, that would be. This is how they do it." I can't remember exactly who said that, and I didn't retweet it because I wasn't sure whether it was a good thing or a bad thing to be resharing. No, 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 I want to get that one. I miss fire in Dol Dinen far too often. End up bringing more mobs in than I ever intend to. Go. Right. Cat. Level 100 turtles! I can see why people get annoyed at that, though. Absolutely could. But yeah, no, No, it was from a couple of days ago, Nardis. But no, I don't usually try to go around walls, but if I want to sneak, I'd like to know that where I'm looking I can in fact go, and that's not necessarily the case. Now the Siegecraft quest we've got going on here you can do some sneaking. 2000 HP, 4000. Right, let me stun that one. then we can take this one out. Or it can throw me around, that's fine too. Had my guardian in Evandim in the giant area, and realised I'm going back for deeds. Because I just ended up being ping-ponged around by the giants. I managed to do the quests that I was actually there for, but yeah, doing the Slayer deeds at that kind of pace of one giant every 2 minutes, no, I'm not doing 90 in one go. Hilarious when you're the healer and you get insane. I wouldn't. Well, you have an interesting view of hilarity. I would find that massively stressful. If the healer has a decent sense of humour, I guess they wouldn't mind so much. Makes you feel warm inside. Yeah, feel warm inside from all the burning injuries you're being caused, maybe. Right, are you a bone speaker? Yes, let's get rid of you. And you can take on the combatant. I have a shortcut key to select nearest ally. I don't know why I keep clicking. Right, now go get the bone speaker. Yay! Fabulous. Out from that fire, at least. What's the red quest here? Orcs. Orcs of the Blood Mountain. That one? Yes. So, Manslayers and Battlemasters. Not even seen... Which one are you? Chat with combatant. No, we've done all the combatants already, because they exist earlier on in the map. Beloved. Thanks for digging that one up, Terra. Yes, it was, because like you can see everybody else in Bree is also dead. It's not just the person who posted it. Right, what are we looking for? Am I losing loot here yet? Maybe, but not a lot. War lashes, battle medallions. How are we doing? Not fast enough. Right, combatant. Combatants. Where are the... Oh, I need to go down a bit. Might end up leaving that particular quest. But we do need to... We can go... we need to go around there for Siegecraft. I see. Okay. Yes, Rotwing. That's it. I couldn't remember. I'm in the blooming North Downs and I couldn't actually remember which roving threat it was. Rotwing is very beautiful from a distance. But yes, it's somewhere in... Yeah, no, not. It's somewhere in that thread you can find someone who replied. A bit of a random who replied, to be honest. With a YouTube video showing how it was aggroed. Right, so we're going to go and try and do Siegecraft, because that's easier than trying to find the particular named mobs that I'm looking for. Guild chat is unusually busy today, because people are doing in-runs. Something I still haven't got around to doing. Something to do with committing the time to group stuff, I think. Oh, beloved. Oh... That's not even a double entendre. There's only one way you can take that. Family friendly people. Right, so I think siegecraft stuff we can start to do around this hillside. So, but of course everything's green, therefore we have to do it the hard way, so to speak. Right, cool. So, who have we got here? Bone Speaker, Combatant. I think the map was leading us over there, but I can't quite remember. Do we still need trolls? Not for quests, only for deeds. I thought there was some siegecraft stuff here. Oh, corpse. Lovely. Hardly a surprise. Yes, there's something around... We can get the loot from that corpse if we just kill that troll. And don't aggro the bone speakers at least. Thanks, Lieber. It's almost like now I've got... I mean, I had to put a post on my personal Facebook because this last year has been insanely difficult, but people have also been amazingly supportive. Supportive? Yes. So it's been great to be surrounded by friends even during a really tricky time. Yes, siegecraft. Yay. Okay. Hi, LOTRO fan. How the LM DPS falls apart in Mordor. Well, I don't have to find that out for some time. This is my highest Lore-Master at level 37. It will be some time before even my main makes it to Mordor, given that my highest character is still 60. I'm partway through Moria. I'm attempting to finish the book 10 epic, only it's just taking forever because of the amount of travelling around you have to do. Any tips for people who are LMs in Mordor? Just because I'll need them at some point. Right, siegecraft. What are we picking up from here? You're not. These bone speakers are everywhere. Kinda want to take out one of the trolls before the bone speaker notices. Yes, Menorah. Yes, there are two. Healing your pet is a critical thing that I have to do at on my trait tree because I'm on blue line here. So Inner Flame heals you and your pet, but your pet has to be active. I'm using Light of Hope for the big heal, and I'm using a lot of Knowledge of Cures because you get a lot of debuffs in here. There's power transfers, but I'm not really needing those. What else have we got here? Sign of Righteousness. No, that's just protection. Back from the brink, which I'm not fast enough to use. So there are a couple of ways to do it. Yeah. Nelnard, you don't regret getting not enjoying it. Is it just too hard, Nelnardis? Hi, Elizabeth. And I'm not an Insta. I don't have an Instagram account. That's purposeful choice. Never seen so few people in a new area. Is it just too difficult? Is it just the grind that people are struggling with because of the Black Ash thing? Catapult pinions. So we've got one of those. Oh, pants. Got a bone speaker as well, which I can't collect for the sake of a quest. Frustrating and time-consuming. I'm kind of assuming after the last developer newsletter that there's actually quite a good news in there for people who are only in Mordor at the moment. It looks like they've got quite a few regions you're returning to for new stuff and new things to explore as well, so I'm hoping that's been good news for people. The mobs hit very hard and it can be difficult when there are big camps everywhere. Is it designed mostly to be a fellowship region you are supposed to group up for most of it? Because it comes over as being it's so difficult that even if it's marked solo, you really kind of do want to be at least with somebody else. You die and you'll end up miles. Oh, flip, really? You're not making me want to save LOTRO points for it, I have to say. But I'm not in a rush for it anyway. Oh, I run out of bag space. Yes, Elizabeth, I think if you... I don't know whether you can click this tip jar on screen. If not, on my Twitch profile, you can... There's a donate button on there if you feel like donating, that's appreciated, but I don't usually mention it in streams because that's up to other people what they want to do. I had some War Master's Lashes. I need those. Right. Really hard to find. How, if everyone is struggling with the same part of it, is it difficult to find people to fellow with? That's something I can't quite get my head around. If everyone needs to fellow, why can't you find them? That seems a bit contradictory. I mean, there must be good reasons, but I'm just curious. I haven't... I say I'm not out of Moria yet, so I've got a long ways to go. 6 p.m. So are people just not spending time there, which makes it even... So they have content outstanding, but they can't find people, so they don't get any further. I think so, is the answer to that donation question. Not your username is very memorable. Some people be need. So if people have got the right kind of gear, then they manage it. I'm trying to get my head around this while not dying in Dol Dinen. I managed to not die, which is in itself is a miracle. We got close, but we haven't yet died. So understand, people who are doing T2 raids, so they're the people who are getting the better gear, presumably are therefore not needing to fellow as much in Mordor, is that what we're getting at here? Oh, I've come around in full circle, haven't I? I didn't actually want to be back here. Getting distracted by chat. As I usually do, in fact. Darn you. There we go. Go. Right. So, the reason I ended up doing this is because this Orcs of the Blood mountain. Well, all the hard ones only behind the Hisuk door. Basically, yeah, the only thing that's hardly on who streams Mordor. I did see... I saw Stein on... I might have been the official LOTRO streamer rather than her channel at that time in Mordor. And it just looked totally chaotic. I don't know how people get their heads around it. Right, I'm going to ignore that Orcs of the Blood Mountain because I don't particularly want to go all the way back through Hisuk and Tumat again, but we do need a safe passage out from this section at least. And we need to head left through Dol Dinen somewhere. Who've you at? Oh. Flipping things. Huh? It's. I know you've got as. You're using your sense of humour there, Lieber. I do. I just really struggle to multitask sometimes, which you'd think you're a streamer, you've got to multitask. But it means I get distracted and nearly die sometimes. That's fine. I can put up with it. If people enjoy watching me nearly die, I'm shocked I haven't died yet. I don't think I've had a character get through everything I needed to do in Dol Dinen without dying, so there's a chance of this being my first, although my cat has had to die twice, which is a shame. Won't spoil one quest, but the quest is further part of the dungeon through loads of mobs. I mean, they did say it wasn't going to be easy, which you can kind of understand. But there's not easy, and then there's insanely difficult, and there's a fine line, I reckon. Can we go down the hill and back through? Might be able to. In which case, we need to... I want to grab... Let's stun... Oop, that wasn't what I intended to do, but okay. Let's stun you. And you can go and get the rock heaver, and anyone else be aggro at the same time. Have we? No. Yay, good. I feel like I have to be really prepared to go there, but still get beaten up really easily. Yeah, this is sounding like, certainly with my health condition, that I'm gonna find... I might not end up at Mordor, actually. I wonder if it's possible to at least do the epic. But there's certain content I can't do because of its effect on my pain levels. So I'm going to have to be really careful about what I choose to do going forward. Right, I want to be over in that direction for, I think it's Siegecraft. Right, so can I come up over here and cut through this camp, do we think? People ended up just randomly quitting. Well, not randomly, but because of the difficulty. Yeah, you see, I think some people like a challenge, but there's a challenge, then there's facing impossible odds, I suppose. The expansion feels a bit out of place in contrast to the rest of the game. Oh, hang on, I need to not die to these orcs. Of course, this is the black book thing you're talking about there, which I'd forgotten about. But my thing is, how much of the... And I've got a few DMs from people about this, and I'm going to have to think this really carefully through, because I don't want to spend ages to get gear to finish up the required solo content, I suppose. The stuff that you want to do that is designed for solo. Can I cut down here? Yeah, I'll have to fight my way through, but I can. Then I want to be... Oh, I need to be down the canyon, not across now. You can give me whatever tips you want. I am always open to people telling me how to do things better. So is the Black Book a sort of an optional storyline then? Is that a thing you can choose to do, but that's when the difficulty really starts? Is that when it gets when the extra difficulty, if you like? Do I use surprise attack? I think the massive attack that only works from stealth. Ah. No, obviously not. I really should have looked at that before, Lotro fan, so thank you. Yes, I'm totally should have been doing that already. Right, yes, Siegecraft is up this hill. Finally recognise it. Black Book is the Mordor storyline. Ah, I see. Oh, well, that helps an awful lot. I should have... See, I said I'd neglected this character, and I never claimed to know all the answers. I love the fact that people in this community just help each other. Thank you. Right, so I can see some siege equipment up here. Yes. Feral strike, an eye gouge and a strike. Oh. The return to master just makes me think of Gollum. The surprise attack is probably quite important, given that I don't use the improvement to critical rating brooch. So yeah. Yes, Lee, but the answer there from Lotro fan is correct. It follows Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit. And I think it would be pretty hard for them to try and do The Hobbit as part of this, because you'd have to write content before level 1. Now then, what other... Have we got something else that's siegey around here? Sometimes in the siege area you can go... Oops. You can sometimes you can sneak things, he was about to say, before clearly not sneaking very well. Oh no, is my pending loot full? Oh dear. Yes, Terradwin is correct, it does follow the book, and that for a lot of people is more important, and I think I would tend to agree with that. Ah, there we go. There's a piece of siege equipment. Couldn't find it. Yeah, I mean, I'm finally reading through Lord of the Rings, and I remember someone saying there should not have been elves at Helm's Deep. So interesting that he chose to put them into that movie. I don't understand what the logic behind that was. There's one Insta-chain based on The Hobbit. Oh, is there? Where's that then? The dwarf intro set just before the start of The Hobbit. I never knew that. I mean, admittedly I only have one dwarf, but I didn't realise. We are running out of... pending loot quests and pending loot space. Okay, as there's a lot of people in the room, I cannot command my character to do that. Why can't I? There we go. He's an elf fanboy. I am, but I wouldn't put them where they should be. I mean, a lot of my characters are elves, male and female. So yeah, while there's quite a few people in the room, which region should we move on to for the next Lore-Master stream? Do we move on to Evendim, or do we move on to Troll Shores? Bung your answer into chat, and I'll try to work through which got the most votes. But yeah, I love elves. I'm not sure why. I just really like them, but that wouldn't mean I have to write them in where they don't belong. Now then, there's some siege stuff over here. Let's grab the stuff that's in the circle. Oh, I know, I already have the regions unlocked, Lotro. Fan, I have everything in every order unlocked. So it's not a question of which one I'm going to buy, because I've already done that bit. We've got one vote for Evandim. Is Nelnardis is yours for Evandim then in the end? Never seen Evandim played. Troll Shores is a lot of travelling. He's only trees and more trees. Yes, but it does mean the first hour and a half, possibly longer, of next Wednesday will be the farmer's market. Which I don't particularly mind. It's quite a nice change after being in Dol Dinen. Well, it looks like Evandim then, people. Now, what I'm saying with this Siegecraft one here about being sneaky is you don't have to plough through all the mobs. Sometimes you can come around the edge here and grab the Siegecraft equipment here. And even if you're closer to the level of the mobs, you can just about manage it by sneaking, even though it's a fellowship quest here. What do you mean by what needs to be bought for Evandim? I don't have to do. People can choose whether they want. We can decide before the end of this stream. Do we do the farmers market, or do I? The thing is, the farmers market quest does lead on to the ones in Bulrora's Sward. Yeah, you only need. Yeah, you only need the quest pack. It's a separate quest pack, Minora. Before I get, oh, I can't tell you how much it is. I wish you could see past purchases, because then at least, unless I'm being blind, just search the quest packs for Evandim. Is that the past purchases? No, it's the timer for something else. You used to be able to. Is it down here? Item history? My history. I dread to think how far down this is, though. Random requests yesterday. Quest packs related to which area? I can. That is not a full blog post, Lieber. I can DM you that order myself, and I'm happy to do that. Right. So where are we at with this Siegecraft then? Few items up here, which of course we've got to slog through a few more orcs for. Need to stun one as well, for that matter, because we've got 3 of them in play now. Do you know what? I actually quite like the farmer's market, mostly because I've come from this part of the map. It's not Oak Barton. I keep wanting to call it Oak Barton Farmer's Market. It's not. Do you know what? We ended up not finding that many goblins in the end. Oh, there you go then, Minora, if it's free to VIP. To be fair, I think when you look in the LOTRO store, if you search for Evandim, it usually says in the description, free to VIP in capital letters. I am normally premium. I got a gift from somebody of VIP. I'm normally premium, so I've had to earn LP for quest packs. Trebuchet swing arms, which we just put in our magic pockets as we discovered. Nearly done siegecraft here. What's left? Catapult pinions. Where are they, do we think? Oh, there's one. Oh no, that's a ballista lock. But we only need that last one. Oh, how rude. And that rock being thrown at me is why I have a lot of physical mitigation going on. Sometimes it is nice to do ones that aren't combat related, and actually what you'll find if you come to streams is I tend to mix and match types of quests. Saruman. You don't know what you're doing with your life. Ah, good then, Minora. Then it sounds like everyone's been helpful. Yay! That's what it's about. So what have we got left? Not a lot. Captains of the Black Tide is around here someplace. So before we run off completely... Oops, I'm going to just jump down a cliff, if you don't mind, do you? What could I possibly have room for in here? And where is my cat? Oh. It didn't aggro anything. There's a shock. Right. I haven't been getting crafting nodes, but I need gold, so yay. No, artist. I hope your friend was, or you or your friend were quite powerfully equipped, because I've aggroed 4 or 5 before, and that's pretty much the limit before I die. If I don't, my brain fries first, because I can't process that many mobs in one go. I mean, I like taking on groups of mobs with my Guardian and usually surviving, but this captain is way out the way. Get that warg. How many wargs do we need? We won't be doing that on the stream. We need another 80 of those. Dear creatures. Maybe I should have had the Slayer Deed tome on this alt, because we might have got a bit further. It's okay, what I'll do is after stream I'll just go off and do the leftover deeds. Although having said that, this is not the easiest place for Goblin Slayer. The best place for Goblin Slayer is here, near here, just over this ruin here. I think it's this ruin here that has fairly well. They're easy mobs and they respawn really, really quickly. Right, we're after you. Defeat Captain Shumbatar. Yes. You know what, I don't think I've actually done this quest before. I think I must have given in, or I've hit max rep before I finished it. Yay. Right, Captains of the Black Tide. Phew. So that's that. We can return to our quest giver for that one. Wargmeister is somewhere over here. I seem to have random things happening late. Am I getting... Nope, it's just reminding me that I'm running out of space, which I already know because I've got 80 out of 80 bag spaces used. This always happens in Dol Dinen. The thing is, it's like Hotel California. Once you're in, you can't get out. And the thing is, once you're out, you don't want to go back in. Goblins are not such drama queens. Yeah, admittedly I slowed it down very, very slightly, but I made a gif of the trolls in Lonelands, which are all confined to one space. But they have even worse drawn out deaths. It's like, oh no, I'm dead. And then finally dies. But, unlike some of the goblins we came across in Moria, at least they don't carry on crying once they're, once they've actually expired. And you know what, Nelnardis? I actually bought 5 more slots per bag. But the reason I struggle on my Lore-Master is because he's my main jeweler. And so so I've got all these crafting mats that I keep, and actually I ended up crafting something for a Kinney. And I needed ruby shards, which I hadn't used for absolutely ages, but I've been hoarding them. Still need this Wargmaster. Where is he? Can we sneak up this? No, we can't sneak up that hill. Oh. Right, in that case we've got to go down the back here. But yeah, if you go to the... I wonder if I could find the GIF, actually. Let me see if I can quickly find that, because I think it finally got retweeted by LOTRO at some point, because I think I said Lone Lands Award for the most dramatic death, or something like that. Yep. There we go. It was that long ago, but I still remember how I worded it. That was from January. Oh my life. Copy. There you go. Enjoy. I stopped hoarding those things once we were... Ah, you can buy them at skirmish camps. Yeah, the problem is I'm never near a skirmish camp when I need something from them. Siegecraft, up here. Yes, we've nearly found the last bits of Siegecraft. And now I'm going to try not to die. Oh, it's so nice to be able to stun and not just always be the target of a stun. You cannot command your command. Oh, it's because I'm already doing it. Good reasoning. Death positions some creatures. Yeah, if they bug, some of them are quite funny. But then again, I've known in not just this game, but other games where some things... Actually, this game is not so bad for it. The Old Republic is really bad for allowing you to kill a mob and it dying standing up. So I think I managed to take screenshots of, you know, mobs you shouldn't normally be able to get close to, but because they died standing up, you can. You've got to take the opportunities when they come to you. You know, I've forgotten we've gone through an entire day-night cycle during this stream, only because I think that the story behind this area is that they have been building things to such a degree that they've created this cloud in the sky from burning things to manufacture their weapons and stuff like that. So I think that's why it's so smoky up here. No worries, Menoras. Thanks for joining, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And it's been great to have your company. We've nearly finished Siegecraft. It's only taken us about 45 minutes. You can't do anything quickly in this region. Oh, pants, I stunned the wrong creature. Yeah, Nelnardis, exactly. Pollution, yeah. Ah, that unstun ability is pretty slow. Yeah, no, that's nasty. I mean, we lived in the Highlands for a while, but I remember when I used to had to go down to London for a meeting, and I suddenly thought, how do people breathe in London or any other big city for that matter? It's no worries, Menoras. Thank you. Look after yourself. I'm going to attempt not to die, as we've made it this far without dying. Where's my cat? Yes. Barbecued orc, anybody? I could not live in a big city now, not unless I was forced to, for some reason. My wife has asthma as well, so that would be not at all pleasant. Right, what have we got left? We've got like one item left of Siegecraft. And it's on the opposite side of the map. Look, it's right here. Right, we've got this Master of the Black. We're nearly done. I think what I'll do is I'll try to finish the quest we've got going on here. And then we might need to break. So, got some medallions, and I don't have enough room for that. We really, really do not want the reputation items to time out, so I don't think they have. I'm going to lose that though, so let's destroy that. I've got plenty of that. If I lose those two, I should get more money value from keeping that. Okay, so Master of the Black Tide then. Let's try and get that quest at least. Right. Where do we think he's lying in wait? Around this corner somewhere? Yes, okay. Come to New Zealand, stay away from Auckland. We've got brilliant fresh air, buildings that are no taller than 4 stories. Oh, come home from college and feel like you need a shower. Yeah, I had work days like that when I used to have something that resembled a normal job. No, in the Highlands, even in here, when we lived in Inverness, which was our nearest city, which we're not there now. Even when the tourists were here and there was some pollution in the air, it was still breathable. I just couldn't be in a real city. Best 6 weeks of your life. Oh, do you? I mean, now Nardis, is it your work or your partner's work or something that keeps you there? Do I need to be on top of this hill for that quest? And I missed the route round. Oh, darn it! I better do. Can I ride? I'm glad to be distracted by chat, by the way. It's not a negative thing. It's just an attention span thing on my part. I want to get this last elite if I can. But me and geography don't mix, and I'm being attacked. I think we're going to have to do what we can with what we've got here. And I don't want to die just because I was trying to go somewhere. Right, come on. Still doing... get lumbered in... Okay, I wasn't necessarily saying vacate the country, Nelnardis. I was thinking more go somewhere with more breathable area. But if you're doing your masters, then you can't really leave yet. Right. Okay. Should we just call this a day and try and get out? Because I don't think I can get up on that hill that easily. We can go and finish Siegecraft here, and we'll try and find the Wargmeister while we're at it. So, I will lose loot. But that's fine, as long as there's nothing critical in here. I could do with any rep items, though. Yes. Loot the rep items. Always loot the rep items. And we've got some battle medallions here too. Where are they? Over here. Oh, this has been one heck of a ride. Don't live in... No. I would not want to. I've had to do stayovers in London, but I could not cope with that being my place of residence. Right, anyway, I'm running around aimlessly. What I'm actually trying to do is go across the map without having to kill literally everything in the way, as we've managed a massive half a level during this stream. Which bit have we... Oh, it's okay, just one of these, that's fine. Fabulous. Right, so we need to come down the hill. Try not to aggro everything. Aggro all the things! No, wait, don't! Don't aggro all the things, I meant don't. Slip behind this barricade here. Do you know what, we will have managed 60 out of the 80 needed for Troll Slayer. Well, we've given up the idea of being able to buy our own house for quite a while, and possibly ever. Our current family situation doesn't really lend itself to that. Right, so what we're actually doing here is we want one more piece of siege equipment, and then we want to find the Wargmaster, and then we're going to try and get the heck out of here. And I keep forgetting to use the sneak attack that I was told to use earlier. Because old habits and all that. I accidentally triggered off another quest that I'd sort of given up on. Right, piece of siege equipment, look for the flashy lights. There it is. Crumbs. You can tell it must have been intense. I've not had a coffee break. And I've managed half a biscuit, which I should probably eat a bit more of. Look, we finished Siegecraft. I think that took us nearly an hour, but we were doing the other things at the same time. But yay for 900 rep. Right, let's try and get out of here then. So, we're not going to do the Manslayers and Battlemasters because I'm not very good at finding the named ones that aren't these Rock Heavers and Bone Speakers. But we do need to get out of here, preferably in one piece. There's a Battlemaster there as well. Yeah, maybe Nelnardis, it's possible, but it's not. It's more we'd hoped by things we're doing with work in the past that we'd be able to put money aside, and it just has not been possible. And certainly since my illness got worse, something we've had to put on the side burner for now, let's say. And just gotta get used to the idea that, yes, we're both in our 30s, but yes, we're just gonna have to rent for a while. Now then, we've managed to not find... I managed to not be observant enough to find the Lore-Master. And I know I've killed that thing before. They give you this really helpful circle, and I think it's actually like one orc and one signature warg. I think both are signatures. Yeah, I hope so, Nelnardis. I hope so. It would be nice. We occasionally laugh and say, you know, if anyone were to try and, I don't know, raid our bank accounts or come and thieve things from us, they'd be so disappointed. There's nothing of value. Even the computers I'm on are so old, they wouldn't get anything for it. It's fine, we've got to laugh about these things. Now then, where is that flipping? You see, is that circle just not totally misleading? Because I can't think where that guy is. Should we just give up on this? Yeah, I think so. Should we just give up on this? Let's try and get out. And get back to our quest giver. It's not worth mounting yet, because you're just likely to get attacked. Well, we survived, people. We survived Dol Dinen, and albeit we got very, very close, we didn't die. There's something about certain chronic illnesses, Lieber, that tends to, for some reason, lend itself to having the biggest impacts on people that you might think were the nicest people. Something to do with people that are already quite sensitive to others, or whether it's the character trait that doesn't help it when people get the condition, or whether the condition helps people soften them up a bit so that they, I don't know, so that they are nicer people because they understand suffering. I don't know. But it doesn't help anything in life, putting it mildly. Let's say. Best people with the worst luck. Yes, and we've tried various things in the past. Putting others first doesn't always get you very far in this world, but it's not always about how far you get in this world. Oh look, another Lore-Master out to take on Dol Dinen at level 33. I hope they have better coordination than I did, because I think I needed my extra levels. Phew-wee. Let's just hope our dear quest giver doesn't say, great, you've done that, now can you go in and find these people? And I think they might, but we won't go back in there, not on stream. Right, let's find our quest giver. We've got out. The important thing is, we mapped Hisuk and Tumat. Second important thing is, we're alive! Yay! Oh, we didn't miss a very sunny day anyway, it's a great day in the North Downs. Phew, I can breathe. How much loot are we losing? Not a lot. That's probably what the little ticks are when it keeps ticking over, isn't it? It's me losing things. Remember somebody posting a big, no! They lost a steel key out of pending loot and didn't realise, because they had no bag space. Phew, well that was a bit intense.
Greetings.
Others will rise to take their place in time, I'm certain of that, but we have earned a small reprieve for the moment. You have done well and are to be congratulated. Darn right. Darn right we are.
What can I do for you?
Ah, you have returned and successful, I see. Perhaps the orc generals will feel less secure with a wall of goblin flesh thinned around them. Ooh, lovely. In truth, though, this is but a small victory. The orc army is vast, and the Dol Dinen of the north are a dwindling people. Oops, secret. Oops, daisy. Ouch.
Could I speak with you a moment?
And there we go. So, let's get rid of some loot and decide. I think what we'll end up doing, I've heard baby crying quite a bit, and as it's 10 to 10 and we had to start late, I think I might end up finishing fairly soon because of I don't want to get deep into something in case I'm needed for baby duty. So it's no one's fault. In fact, we could have been starting much later, but LOTRO did their maintenance and finished 45 minutes ahead of their time.
Greetings.
So repair bills of only nearly 27 silver. After that is not bad. Need to keep my thumbs. I think it's just safer just to get rid of everything else. Sell it all. Loot all. This will be interesting to see, because one of the things the Titan bar tells you is how much you've earned in your current session. Why are there almost never any staves in drops? Loot all. Go. We barely lost anything there. I think that's not bad going. You done very well then, Lee, but not to hear. I know I've heard, but clearly the sounds of the game plus my microphone have taken over. So our run through Dol Dinen, we can use the final rep items that we picked up. I will probably have to go back into Dol Dinen myself. Just because it's the easy. Well, once I've done the deeds anyway. Where are we at? Because reputation-wise, we are a third of the way to Kindred. So that's not bad. I've got plenty of deeds still to do. But we've gained nearly 3 gold as a result of that 2.5 hours in Dol Dinen, mostly from scrap. So I think the best thing for me to do, because this is a very logical point, is to make sure that I'm available for NJ duty if I'm needed. So thanks for the ride. Thank you, despite the fact that it was basically just a slog fest through Dol Dinen, that you guys and girls kept me company through that. It's been awesome to see people chatting, even though there was not as much of the quest stuff hanging around to trigger conversation today. So that's been really appreciated. But I think it's better if Yes, I agree, Naldis. I totally agree. So next Wednesday we will move on to Evandim. I think I will still do the farmers market if people are okay with that. We can just read about hobbits getting us going and doing the things that they can't be bothered to do themselves. And take our time with it. So if people are okay with doing the farmers market, then we'll do exactly that, and just come and have fun. I'm still streaming the Old Republic on Saturday, Smuggler Saturday, from 2 PM. Please join. I'm doing some harder content on Saturday as well. We're going to do some flashpoints as a break from the current content. So yes, there we go. Thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to head off now. So look after yourselves. I will be launching the screenshot competition shortly on LOTRO Family. So please do join in. Otherwise, take care. And next Wednesday is my next Lotro one. So see you soon. Bye then.